Oi, feeling useless and how to deal with it, or how do you get around it? I felt useless today as I did not do anything. The whole entire day, I did not do a single thing or help anyone or lend a hand. I did not even lift my little pingy to help anyone. And I felt quite useless. Whenever you feel useless, man, I feel like many people go above and beyond and try too much to sort of like be worthy. For me, it's the opposite. If I feel useless, I see it as, I can't believe I'm using this word, self love. Whenever I feel useless and I'm not being useful to other people, I kind of then reverse the whole thing and say I was useful to myself. When we say that I'm useless, you're thinking of others, and that's very kind of you. And to be honest with you, most of my suffering or the most pain I've ever felt was from the feeling of uselessness. I'm like the firstborn of like eight kids, and I'm the firstborn. There was a time when I finished high school, and we have what we call a gap year in Australia. I don't know, you guys might have gap year wherever you're watching this. And throughout that gap year, we did nothing. We had a lot of fun, a lot of parties, a lot of whatever. It was just, I was doing a lot of self-serving activities, nothing to do with working or studying at all. And I was like 19 to 21 or 19 to 20 before I realized, man, most of my pain was coming from the feeling of uselessness, of not contributing to anything within my household, not anywhere else, but to do with my siblings. And it gave me this drive, you know, gave me this drive. We were playing basketball one day, and there's a guy who's like a mentor, and he just see that I'm sad and I'm not playing the way I used to play, and he just flat out asked me what's wrong. I'm somebody who can explain my problem, bro. Most people are not articulate, and they cannot string words together like I do. Sometimes I don't write anything. Not sometimes, all the time. None of my videos are written, and I could just speak off, just freestyle it. So I was able to be quick on my feet and tell him what my problem was. I felt useless. I feel like I didn't contribute to anything to do with my siblings or with my household, and it was depressing me. And I just want to get a job or study or something. I just don't want to keep doing nothing. And that guy helped me, gave me a sort of a motivation. He said, "Oh, I know somebody with work. Maybe you can apply, and I'll pull some string for you because I was that depressed, and you'll get some work." It was kind of a lie, but it was good motivation. Somebody who feels useless and down, you might have to lie to them to motivate them. That's the only way they're going to do anything. So I ran up, went and did the resume the same day. And luckily, I was able to help my family out. But for 2 years, I struggled with the feeling of uselessness. For some people, it could stretch to 5 to 10 years where they just feel like they're drifting in life and they're not useful or helpful to anybody. How I dealt with it was just to be straight up. Just to be straight up. It may not have to be a mentor. It could be your parents. It could be your siblings. It could be your friend. Just tell them straight up, I feel useless because I'm not doing this or that. It's that simple. People that are authentic and real in your life, nobody's going to laugh at you, bro. Nobody's going to think of you any different. That's how I deal with it. I just straight up, honestly tell the person everything, word by word, of why I feel useless. For example, I feel useless because XYZ. I don't feel like I'm contributing. I feel useless because this is not going according to plan. But there's a good kind of useless, and that's what I was talking about at the start. The kind of uselessness where you do nothing. I'm useless to everybody else, but I might be useful to myself by taking care of myself. So don't think you have to be like useful all the time to people. No, please don't get that. To sum it all up, be honest with how you feel about being useless, in what ways, and tell somebody in the most rawest way possible. Give it to them raw. Pause. And then on days where you feel useless because you were just attending to yourself or taking a break, be honest with yourself with that too and see nothing wrong with it. in a sort of a selfish manner, you know. I was taking care of myself. I was putting myself first. I was healing. That's how I see it. If most men, I don't know about women, I'm speaking from experience of a guy, a lot of their downfall is they feel useless to people. But who said that you had to be useful? That's what you have to question. That those are the right questions you need to ask. Who said you had to be useful? If you figured out that question, which I'm going to leave it to you, you will understand that the feeling of uselessness is derived from the love you have for others. But you can also turn that inside and say, oh, I'm going to be useful to myself, which may lead you to be useless sometimes because you're neglecting everyone else for you, putting yourself first. Anyways, I'm wobbling on. Good day. See ya.